Aloha, my name is Giovanna Garcia, and I am the Public Information Officer for FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, who's here working for the recovery efforts of the Maui wildfire. We are here, FEMA, working along with other federal agencies, as Small Business Administration, along with other resources here to help those impacted by the Maui fires. One of the ways that you can go ahead and receive the direct assistance from us is that we want you to come into the Lahaina Civic Center and also the Maui College. You can also actually apply online at the disasterassistance.gov or call us directly at 1-800-621-3362. We're here to provide you with many resources, and one of the resources that we're here to give to you is actually housing assistance, property loss, those that have lost vehicles during the wildfire, and those that have been displaced. Currently, with FEMA, we have allocated over $150 million. The key message for us for being here for the Maui wildfires is basically to provide direct assistance to those impacted by the wildfires. Our direct assistance includes housing assistance, rental, provided assistance to recover those properties lost, including vehicles, medical equipment, economic loss for those that have lost their employment, and by doing that, we work directly with other agencies, such as, like I mentioned before, Small Business Administration. We have your local nonprofit agencies, which also includes the faith-based organizations, your Catholic Charities, Samaritans, and of course Red Cross, who's here assisting with the housing aspect of the those that have been impacted by the wildfires. The first thing is, when you have gone through this process, we want you to go ahead and register with FEMA. That would be the starting point of being able to open up the doors for other resources. By doing that, right now we have a couple of locations open, which is at the Lahaina Civic Center and also at the Maui College. When you walk into the Civic Center or the Maui College, it's actually called the Disaster Recovery Center. It's what we call a one-stop shop. One-stop shop is where you'll have all the resources there for them to be able to help you start the process or start the journey of recovery. We understand that many, of course, have lost their homes and don't have a place to stay, or currently staying in many locations. For example, as we work with the Red Cross, we have over 6,700 people staying at 36 hotels in the area, as well as others that are staying in Airbnbs or have been relocated to other forms of housing. But this, our one-stop shop area resource center is a place where you can go ahead and literally go and receive these resources needed. We'll have there, like I said, your nonprofit organizations available for you. You'll have, for example, if you need some time, and we can have someone take care of your children at the moment while you go ahead and go through every single booth and receive the services. We have food pantry available there as well. And we also have crisis management, those that need someone to talk to actually sit down and express or just have someone to listen to hear or listen to. We have those mental health workers there available. So as I mentioned, your first process is starting with FEMA. But before you even look at that, we want to look at if you have had insurance, if you were a homeowner, you had insurance, or if you were a renter. Why we say insurance? Well, when you go and register with FEMA, the first question is, did you have insurance for your home? Or as a renter, did you have renter insurance? Then what happens from that is that it kind of gives us the right direction as to whether you have been underinsured or overinsured, but it would open up the doors to be able to receive further assistance. Once you register with us with FEMA, then we'll go ahead and make the analysis as to who was in the home, who's been impacted, and what are the needs. So as the process goes from FEMA, we'll go ahead and introduce you straight to our Small Business Administration. And I have here Barbara Nitis, who's actually part of our federal officers here that assist us when it comes to Small Business Administration.
Thank you, Joanna. My name is Barbara Nitis. I represent the U.S. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. I'm here to explain what we offer as far as the SBA side. We offer low-interest government loans for homeowners, renters, businesses, private nonprofit organizations, including places of worship. For homeowners, we offer up to $500,000 to repair or replace physical damage to your home, and $100,000 for personal property, anything that's inside the home, including your primary car. Renters can receive the $100,000 for their primary car as well as their personal property. For businesses, we offer up to $2 million to repair or replace physical damage to your property, inventory, equipment, machinery, anything that was affected from the wildfires and winds. As well as economic injury disaster loans if you had suffered any type of economic loss. This is really to regain your losses. This is what is here for that. For nonprofit organizations, we offer up to $2 million for physical damage as well, and also the economic injury disaster loan to lease, also the same thing for economic losses. But as far as the renters and homeowners, they register for FEMA first, and then they get referred back to us as far as that. And when they do fall through that process and they do get denied, they get referred back to FEMA for other needs assistance. And this is where FEMA comes in. So that's why we suggest everybody to follow through with the process, see what your options are. We're here to help you as far as FEMA side as well as the nonprofits, and you can see anything that is available to you and all your resources. For nonprofits as well, they have they have until October 25th from their deadline of PA, which is public assistance. That is the FEMA deadline. If they want to, if they do get denied from the nonprofit side, they do get referred back until that deadline, which is October 25th. Otherwise, they still fall, as far as that, the deadline is still November 9th, which is the same as FEMA, as far as physical damage loans. And economic injury disaster loans, the deadline is May 10th of next year. The interest rates as low as for a home loan as low as 2.5%, for business as low as 4.0%, and for a nonprofit organization, including houses of worship, it is low as 2.37%. And they're up to 30 years. This is really for the uninsured and underinsured losses. And as far as we do have mitigation, which is up to 20% of your total damage of your area, of your property. This is really to prevent not just fires, this is just to prevent from future disasters, for any type of coverage to help you out with that. And that's throughout the application process, you will see that option there for you. We have relocation option and a refinance. So that is available. So for each case by case, you can see that that is for every person that has any losses, or it's there for in that application. They can either come to we are with FEMA and at the disaster recovery centers. We do have a business recovery center and a business recovery assessment center, which the difference between the business recovery assessment center is that we have small business development center and Operation Hope, and that's free services for businesses. That are business advisors there to help you navigate you through as far as your financial portfolio, accounting, anything that you felt that was needed, that you need help with, they're there to assist that. As far as the Business Recovery Center, they're there at the Maui Research Technology Center at Kihei to help you out at 8. It's 8 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then 8 to 2 p.m. on Saturday. So that is available there. As far as that, you can also apply online at disasterloanassistance.sba.gov. You have a 1-800 number at 1-800-659-2955. And it's there to, if you have any questions, if you're able also to ask for status, as well as, but you can also go to the centers to get that one-on-one assistance and have all your resources there, and as far as that. But you do have an option as well for reconsideration. If you do get denied from our end, you could be just missing a document or something, there was an error in your application, and you can ask for reconsideration on your current application. So that is available to you as well. So if you have anything else, Joanna, as far as...
Well, you touch upon some key points, especially when you go through the process of applying through FEMA, then going into SBA, and if the person is denied, then they're sent back to us to look at other options, and that's basically what we call ONA, which is Other Needs Assistance. That is basically grant money. It's money that you don't have to repay back, but it's actually, it opens up the opportunity for those to actually receive more funding, more resources. One of the things that I want to touch upon was that with FEMA, you know, you're capped to receive up to $41,000, okay? Now this is prior to going through the SBA and then after with ONA, but then you're also looking at $16,500, I believe, for replacement of a vehicle if it was damaged during the wildfires or lost. So when you go through the process of SBA, a lot of people look at it and just stop or don't want to continue the process because of that, because they think of it as a loan. But it also, what it does is it stops you from continuing to receive other resources, and those resources are other needs assistance. It's, you know, it's the Samaritans, it's Catholic Charities, it's the Red Cross, it's all the other nonprofit organizations that have come into Maui, into Lahaina, into Kula area to provide these additional resources. And that's where the key thing is that we want people to remember and to highlight that in order for them to receive the resources, it's really important for them to follow the process. It's very overwhelming in the beginning because it is, of course, going through a traumatic event. You will be receiving a lot of envelopes, a lot of information, a lot of, you know, where do I go? Who do I talk to? Oh my God, you know, this is so much for me. This is why we have also crisis management there, why we have other people that can tell you exactly, you know, let's just take a moment to, you know, to regress and see exactly where you need to go and what we should do to help you out. Thank you,
Giovanna. I want to also mention that there is a 12-month deferment after your first disbursement that's available to anybody that suffered from the fires and any disaster. So you do have that option at least to regain, you know, your funds and your losses, and you have that deferment period. As far as that, I want to also say that we did loan over at least $194 million for homeowners and businesses we have helped out. So, you know, this is what we're here for, and this is really to help them rebuild and recover. That's the key. This is what we're here for. So
additional to the $194 million you mentioned, as far as SBA loans, FEMA has already provided over $31 million as far as to individual households. You're looking at about 6,300 households that have received that amount of assistance, and what, you know, not including other resources that have been available for them. So the resources are there and available is more of is following the process. You know, now the time is to really, you know, sit back and see, okay, this is a lot of paperwork. What do I do here? And my biggest thing is, you know, go to your local recovery center and sit down with one of our individual assistance representative or someone there that can actually walk you through. You know, if you have some questions and might not understand it and you think that you might need other services, there's disaster legal services available for you there. So there's attorneys that are there pro bono that are assisting survivors there. So if you think that you might need that type of assistance as far as legal services, disaster legal services is available at the center. You know, our key message now, and this is well over 2 months into the Maui fire, is moving those that are in a hotel into a much more interim or a little bit much more stable housing. And we're looking for people that, if you do have a home available or other type of housing, to come forward and say, we want to participate and help those that have been impacted. And there's programs available for those homeowners and those that have multi-homes that can receive assistance to actually house those that have been that have lost their homes or are right now without any housing other than just staying in a hotel or participating in one of the programs that the county has, which is the host supporting program, which is actually great because it helps out those that are, if you have a family member and now you have a home of 5 and now you added another family into your home, they can actually assist you with that. Everything's available for you, for everyone. It's there. It's just more of keeping in contact, staying in reach with FEMA and with other resources. There's a lot of movement. People move from one location to the other. We're not going to know that. So my biggest thing is actually asking people to, if you move from one home and you move to another location, please go back to the center and let us know. We're going to be there until the registration deadline for individual assistance is November 9th. And the Lahaina Center is open till probably until the end of the month, and we're still looking into that. But you also have the ability to go online on you can, if you have an iPhone or an Android, and download the FEMA app. Just go on there and disasterassistance.gov and actually go ahead and go in with your case number, your registration number, and see exactly the status, or do the change, whether it's a phone change or an address change, or maybe authorizing somebody else to assist you because you might not be okay to do it yourself. So it's fine to probably get somebody to be that authorized rep. There's a lot of options right now for people. It's just more of I'm coming to you to actually let you know that we are here to assist as much as we can, and we have these resources available. I want to elaborate a little bit about the ROE. The ROEs are the right of entry, and you have 2 places where you can actually go for that, and that would be at the Maui County or at the Lahaina Civic Center. And that's basically the right of entry for those to go back into the areas that were impacted by the wildfire. So that's what the right of entry is basically those that had homes in the areas can go in and go back into the areas. And it's being done by different phases. But for more information, you can actually go to the Maui County Recovers.org website or go directly to Maui County. They have Maui County College actually also has representatives there or people that can assist them, or at the Lahaina Civic Center. So the November 9th individual assistance is the deadline for those to register with FEMA, and that I believe also coincides with SBA. But it's very, very important that if you know of those that have not yet at all registered with FEMA or have can please make sure that they know that there is a deadline. The deadline is November 9th. And we're asking for those to register with FEMA so they don't also, if you don't miss out on other resources available for them. And especially for those that don't speak the language, we do have interpreters available, and we want to pass that message out for people that might not probably know that the deadline for those to register with FEMA under the individual assistance program is November 9th. So in order to register with FEMA, you have a couple of options in a couple of ways. The first thing is you can actually go to the Lahaina Civic Center, where they're open Monday through Saturday from 8 in the morning till 6 p.m. You can also go to the Maui College, same hours, Monday through Saturday from 8 to 6. Now you also have other options. If you're on the island or off the island or in mainland, and or you are very tech savvy, you can go on to our FEMA app. You can download it with an iPhone or an Android and download the FEMA app. And disasterassistance.gov is the main web page for you to apply for FEMA and also follow up with any updates with your individual case. You can also call our 1-800-621-3362. Again, 1-800-621-3362. And we will have representatives from FEMA there. You can call in and register and follow up, and also they're available in different languages, especially Spanish, Ilocano, Filipino, and other languages. We understand that there's many that might not have the capabilities or might not understand the capabilities of the technology out there as far as using the going online for services. That is why it is very important for those that to go into the center and bring in your documents. We're going to be asking for a lot of documentation, whether it's copies of your ID, copies of your deeds, or the letter of determination that you get by mail. All these, it's better off that you come in person. For the kapunas out there, the families, our elderly, those that speak other languages, even for those that need ASL, which is American Sign Language translation, interpretation, we have assistance available, and it is best for you to come into the center and speak with our representatives, and we can walk you in step by step through the process. So I want to continue to mention that with FEMA, our deadline for individual assistance program will be November 9th. And it coincides directly with the Small Business Administration, SBA, and their deadline, it's also November 9th. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Barbara so she can elaborate more on SBA's deadline.
Thank you. It is the same, as you said, for physical damage loans. And this is for homeowners, renters, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and houses of worship. As far as that, they can come to the center, Lahaina Civic Center. It's the same hours. Basically, we're all in all the disaster recovery centers, but we have also the Business Recovery Center, which is 8 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then Saturday it is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is also the Business Recovery Assessment Center, which we have Operation Hope, as well as other resources, the Small Business Development Center, and other resources for businesses for offering free services. They can also apply online at disasterloanassistance.sba.gov, and they have a 1-800 number, 1-800-659-2955. Okay, we also have the hearing for the hearing impaired to call at 711 as to help out any with disabilities. Oh, well. Well, for us, as for renters, they can get up to $100,000 to basically to repair, replace physical for personal property and your primary car. This is for renters. And homeowners, they can get $500,000 and $100,000 for basically for that personal property and primary car. But for your $500,000, it is for your physical damage to your home, to repair, replace physical damage to your home. You have that option.
So I just want to go ahead and elaborate a little bit more in regards to, now we're a little bit over 2 months period as far as the Maui wildfires, and where people are starting to receive what we call the determination letters. A lot of people look at it as denial letters, but in reality it's determination letters. These letters that you'll be receiving, whether it's by mail or email, but the letters that you receive that says determination letter, basically, you want to take that letter, and if you do not understand the letter at all, it is very important for you to go to the center or contact us by our 800-621-3362 number and ask the question, why am I receiving this determination letter? It will give you, we can go ahead and explain to you. A lot of people, it could have been where some people might have probably not brought in a copy of their insurance letter determination. Sometimes we ask for those things. We ask for copies of deeds. We ask for copies of, other people that are living in the home. A lot of verification, a lot of documents. There's a lot of paperwork being asked of, and just one spelling of a letter, for example, or a phone number, or maybe not receiving the correct documentation, can send these letters out, and a lot of people see it as, well, FEMA has denied me for services, when in reality we have determined that there might be something missing, and please, we need you to come into the disaster recovery centers and let's look at it further. So that is the difference between it's not a denial letter, it's more of a determination letter for us to really look into and see what's missing and what is the next step forward to be able to help you with the process. So, Barbara, one of the things that we face a lot when it comes to the disaster recovery centers and a multitude of the events that happen, people are afraid to come to us because we work for the federal government, or there's other entities there. We want to rest assured to everyone, to the community, that the disaster recovery centers, it's a safe place. It's safe for you to go there and ask questions. It's safe for you to go there and receive the different type of resources. We have people that speak your language. We have people that are there to protect you, to provide you with services. This is the reason why we're here today. We want to make sure and reassure people that it is a safe place, that if you are, if you feel that you don't want to approach us, we have other entities there that are there to help you. So please do not feel afraid to come by the center, to contact us, because we are here for you. We are here to help you. We're here to provide as many resources. This event is a very tragic and a very dramatic event, and I was there at the Paradise Fire in California, and I can understand many, especially those that were unsafe, that didn't want to come to our area because we work for the federal government. And in reality, I felt very overwhelmed and humbled to be here, because my job is to provide you services. My job is to open the doors for other services and resources available. So please do not relinquish these resources that are available. The county, the state, FEMA, SBA, other entities that are here, we're here to be able to help you. And the centers are a safe place for you to go walk in.
I also want to mention that the loan at the end of the day is an option. Is there. There as soon as you apply, it's there. You can reevaluate it. You have 6 months, and it is if you don't want it right now, it's there. It doesn't affect you. You're not obligated to accept it. That's the key for that. So that's why we were saying with Joanna that the resources are there. Take full advantage until that deadline, because after it's pretty. You need to have a legitimate reason after the deadline. So that's the reason I wanted to clear out with all of you out there. And we hear, like I said, it is a safe place. As Joanna said, it is a safe place to accommodate everybody, and all the nonprofits. We're here to help.
Well, you touched upon the point about making sure that you put everything in before the deadline. There is a deadline, especially now with the nonprofit organizations. The request for public assistance, the deadline is October 25th. And it's important for those that are actually out there, even helping us, helping you guys that are there providing the resources, to go ahead and submit their application. And if it does pass the deadline, there has to be some justification as to why. But deadlines are important, and when people receive so much documentation, so much in front of them, it's very overwhelming. But it becomes a little bit less overwhelming when you walk into the center and you say, "Listen, I need this help. Can you guide me and direct me to the right place?" So if you're watching this after October 25th, which is after the deadline for nonprofits, the PMP, what we call the request for public assistance, I always say to them, please submit your application in. If you're a religious leader, a church, non-faith organization, or a nonprofit, or a child care center, and you missed out on the deadline, please submit it and put in a justification. Let the teams reevaluate and contact you and see exactly if they deem that they will be able to accept the application. But again, if this is something that is provided after the deadline, I always say to people to always submit an application. It doesn't hurt to submit it and let us determine afterwards.
Thank you, Joanna, for that. And for the nonprofits, you have, as far as you need to apply for the SBA loan to receive that additional assistance from FEMA. And that is October 25th is that deadline to at least everyone know that it's there. After that, you do need a justification for FEMA side. I'm not going to talk for FEMA, but this is why Joanna's here for that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I mentioned before, this might be something that you'll be seeing after the deadline. And if you do see this after the deadline, like I said, it doesn't take much for you to go ahead and submit the application. And, they will go ahead and contact you and see the next necessary steps that need to be taken in order for them to proceed with your application. But again, the request for public assistance or for nonprofits is October 25th, and I will reiterate and mention again that it's very important for the individual assistance deadline, which is November 9th. We want to make sure that everybody does apply with FEMA in order for them to open up the doors for other resources available for them. So when a person receives, when you come in and you receive your assistance through FEMA or other resources, especially if you're going into the housing program, we will want to keep in contact with you, and you're looking at maybe every 2 to 3 months. And it's important because things can change, and we want to keep that assistance going. The assistance for housing, I believe, is up to 18 months, but it can be reevaluated by each individual person. Again, in order for us to know what's going on in the household, we would want you to keep in contact with us. And if the center is still open, then of course we will want you to come into the center. But if we don't have a center available for you on site, then we would want you to contact us directly by phone through the 1-800-621-3362 number online. And then again, we will be connecting with other resources available that will make it easier for you to contact us directly. Again, keeping in contact, keeping in contact and in reach with FEMA and other agencies is very key and vital in order for you to continue on with the resources. I know that it was mentioned with the county and the state that there's a lot of events here in Hawaii. It brings me back to feeling how I am back at home with all these family events happening, and we're going into the holidays. And, we don't want to forget that deadlines are coming up and that you might get overwhelmed with more paperwork coming through. And we want you to reach out and come into our centers or contact us directly. So this is the reason why we're here today. We want people to understand that, all these events happening, but still keep in contact and still keep in reach with FEMA so that we can go ahead and continue the process or continue to help you out throughout the journey throughout this event.
No, thank you for Joanna for that. Yeah, that's the key. That was why we're here, to give you clarity and provide all the resources available to each person, and especially for the hearing impaired, anyone with disabilities, and as well as language issues.
Yeah, language services are available.
Barriers. Yeah. Hi, I just want to mention, if your loan was denied, you could just be missing a document on your denial letter. You will receive a denial letter indicating if you're missing whatever is missing in your application. It could be just an error or a type of missing document. So as far as that, you can ask for reconsideration and come to the centers to do that, and also do it through as far as follow the instructions on your letter. And that's what you can ask. But the thing is that people think that they have to reapply, and that's not the case. It's your current application that you ask for reconsideration for.
So with FEMA and when it comes to different types of events that happens, there's a lot of myths that are out there, and I just want to throw out some clarity as far as some myths. One of the things is very important. You know, if you receive FEMA grant, if you receive money from FEMA directly, do you have to repay that money back? And the answer is no. The money, it's called grants. It's money that you don't have to repay back. It is really different than what, of course, my partner here from SBA is, because there's our loans. Our money that we facilitate, we provide these resources are grants. So that's a big myth that I've come in contact with a lot of survivors out when I've been in the field, and some that have come through the resource through our disaster recovery center is that, well, I don't want to go ahead and continue with any type of process at all. I don't want the help because I don't want to be able to pay anything back. And the question and the answer is no, you don't have to pay money back from FEMA. Do you have to be a citizen? Is only citizens eligible to apply for FEMA? That question is no. If there's someone in your household, if you have a child that is a citizen or a resident, they're eligible to apply for assistance. So you don't have to be a citizen in order for you to apply for resources through FEMA. Okay, and I understand with the COFA Act, with you know, might not be eligible for certain things, but there are other resources available. So the biggest thing is coming to our resource center so we can go ahead and assist you with other assistance. Can renters apply if they rent a home? If the homeowner applied for assistance because they lost their home? The question is yes. If the homeowner lost a home and they were renting to a family, the family can apply for FEMA assistance. That is a big myth that we have come across a lot, that a lot of people that are renters don't want to apply because they think that because the homeowner has applied for assistance that they weren't eligible, and that is incorrect. They can't apply for assistance as renters. If I apply for FEMA assistance or any other resources, will my government assistance be cut off? That is incorrect. That has nothing, we will not go ahead and interact or cut any government assistance. So if you are on Social Security benefits, if you're receiving disability, if you're receiving disaster, if you're receiving unemployment, if you're receiving you know, SNAP assistance or any other government assistance, it does not deter you from receiving or any assistance through FEMA. So that is a big myth that I wanted to elaborate a little bit on. And, you know, if you receive donations from different charities, does that disqualify you from FEMA? Question is, it will not disqualify you from applying for FEMA, but we can't duplicate benefits. So let's look at exactly what are the resources that you received out there that you know, that might be that might hinder you in a sense, because we don't want to go ahead and provide you with the assistance and then you're receiving some other type of benefits. So it could be a little bit on the line, on the red line, but that's something that is done case by case. So it won't disqualify you directly from FEMA at all. And the last thing that I wanted to FEMA eligibility depends on household income. So in order for you to receive assistance from FEMA, do you have to have an income guideline? And that is incorrect. You've been impacted by the Maui fires. You're automatically eligible for FEMA assistance. All we need you to do is come in and apply for our services and let us work with you directly. So just because you had a certain income, high income or low income guideline does not disqualify you from applying for assistance. And that's what I really wanted to touch upon in regards to a lot of the myths out there when it comes to getting those direct resources with FEMA. Just so I want to clarify that the incident period for those that are need to apply or to receive assistance directly from FEMA or SBA would need to be within the time frame of August 8th and September 30th. So that's the actual incident period that we're looking at. So if you were impacted during that time with the Maui wildfires, then yes, you will be directed to apply for FEMA, apply through SBA, and receive other resources available for you.
And just to add a little bit to that, it's also winds. So it's wildfires, including winds, can be into that incident period.
Right. Yep.
I also want to add from my end, as far as the economic injury disaster loans, that is May 10th of next year, and for the physical damage loans, which is the same as FEMA, is November 9th. Anybody that suffered from that time period, as I said, through August 8th through September 30th, can get disaster assistance.
So feel free to contact us directly. You can reach us. We're actually located in the different disaster recovery centers, and you can contact us directly. Like I mentioned before, our 800-621-3362 number is our number that you can contact FEMA. You can go on disasterassistance.gov or download the FEMA app. Again, the Lahaina Civic Center is a disaster recovery center. That's where we're located, as well as at the Maui College. And that would be for FEMA and other resources, but I know my colleague Barbara has different locations that people can go to for SBA, which is the Small Business Administration.
Well, we can we're at the disaster recovery centers as well. But for just businesses, they do have the Business Recovery Center, but they're all in the same, everybody has the same, it's all the same information. So for customer service number is 1-800-659-2955, and you can apply online also at it's disasterloanassistance.sba.gov, and we have an email at disastercustomerservice@sba.gov.
So everyone that has been impacted by the Maui wildfires, as a FEMA representative, as a FEMA Public Information Officer, we just want to express that it is very important for you to go ahead and go to your local disaster recovery centers that are available for you. Please do not hesitate to walk in, ask questions. It's a safe place. We're here to help. We're here to start your recovery process and walk you through every step. And do not hesitate, by all means, to come in. And when you see one of us, anywhere actually, because we're all over the Maui, ask us questions. We're here for you. This is why we're here, to be able to help you out throughout this entire process that has happened to you all.
Exactly. Thank you, Joanna, for that. We just want to clear it out that we're here to help you, provide you information, clarity, as well as to at least see all your options. That's the key, and that's what we're all here for. And for homeowner, renter, business, and nonprofit side, but for the homeowner and renter, it was just explained, and also the nonprofit, all the resources are available to you.